Today I want to talk about being the author of your destiny. Being the author of your destiny has to do with you taking responsibility for your life, for your decisions, for what you've done up until this point and what has taken place. So my philosophy is after 13, you are making decisions for yourself. You can no longer blame your parent or blame somebody else for the decisions that you're making. Peer pressure, yes, that exists. Yes, a lot of people get caught up in how they were raised and being morally judged by their faith. But you should know by the age 13 right from wrong. So at that point, all decisions that you're making are like conscious towards your success or your failure in life. Now, we do all have different parents that may also reinforce these different values that we have within ourselves, or it may be things that we have to get away from in terms of what we were raised to think and do. Now we have to change that up for ourselves. So you want to keep yourself empowered by taking ownership for your life, for your decisions, and for things that's coming up with you, because you have to be the author of your destiny. You have to be the person that is preparing yourself to be successful. A lot of people don't know that they can invest in themselves by the type of education that they get. You may not want to go to a traditional college or university after you graduate high school, but that does not mean that you should not continue to self-improve. Self-improve by the type of education that you get, by getting in environments where you can earn more. These are things that you have to do to invest in yourself. So if you look on studentaid.gov and different websites that have to do with grant money and personal loan money to reinvest in yourself as far as your education, everybody has like 75,000, 200,000 in lifetime grant that they can receive for their personal education. So, like I said, when it comes to being the author of your destiny, you have to take everything into your hands in order to secure your future. Because blaming other people, blaming your mom, blaming your dad or this ex or that ex for where you are right now is not practical. It's not getting you anywhere, and it's putting all the power in that other person's hands. When are you going to step up and say, hey, I need to do what I need to do. I need to make a way. I need to start asking questions. If there's something that you need to have done or that you desire, research it, look into it. Because whatever we give attention to is what gets fed in our lives and what grows in our lives. And a lot of times we're not giving attention to the right things in order to secure our future in our personal destiny, being the author of our destinies, being a person that is saying, hey, I'm not going to just let circumstances dictate the direction my life goes into and not try to overcome, to persevere. It's very important to keep moving forward no matter what happens, because it's not really about if anything's going to happen to you or not. It's like, when is it going to happen? And then how are you going to respond? Are you going to fall apart? Are you going to just go crawl into a hole? Are you just going to drown your sorrows in alcohol and drugs or whatever kind of bad habits people can come up with? No, you can't do that. You have to regroup, get yourself together, and refocus yourself. How to be the author of my own destiny, okay? You should journal in order to continue to see your progress, because a lot of people don't understand that they've been progressing. They do have accomplishments that they don't give themselves credit for, and by you feeling so bad about yourself all the time and not giving yourself credit for what you have accomplished, you have diminished your confidence. So in order to get your confidence back to be the best person when you are living out your destiny, you need to sometimes journal those things. You need to chronicle what you've done, what you've accomplished from year to year. A lot of times people make accomplishments on their jobs or in school, but they don't remember, they don't have it documented in any kind of resume or any kind of accomplishments. They don't get performance standards on their job, and they don't have performance standards for themselves. So it's very important that you come up with your own standards for yourself, your standards for what success looks like, what being in a positive position looks like. What are some things that you need to grow and work on? So when you do self-assessments or you write down your accomplishments, you also can see, okay, now where do I want to go? I see what I've done. I see where I've been. I see what I've learned. Now what do I need to continue to learn, or where do I need to go now, or what type of connections do I need to make? Because we all need to make these inner journeys on a daily basis if you can. Coming out to a place like this, less distractions. You don't have all the things that are inside of your home that's just weighing you down and bothering you and distracting you and keeping you from connecting back with yourself, connecting back with your purpose, and making sure that you are the person that is dictating where your life goes and not just being a victim of circumstance. All of these things are available for us to see so that we can decide, okay, this is what is going on right now. Now, how do I want to move? What do I project to be the future? What do I project to be happening? And make moves in those ways so that you can be ahead of the curve, to be prepared, to once again not feel like a victim and that things are just happening to you. But no, they're not happening to you. Everybody's experiencing various levels of what this world brings. And yes, we all have been given our card and given cards to play. So once again, if you get into yourself and knowing who you are and knowing what you have to work with, then you know how to put things to your advantage. You know where your strengths are. You know how to put your best foot forward. You know how to make yourself look good. You know how to say the right things to the right people. Everything is just about feeling good about yourself, because if you don't feel good about yourself, then you're going to make other people miserable. And this world has enough misery. So we need to get more people feeling happy. We need to get more people feeling joy, more people feeling empowered, and less like, oh, woe is me. Somebody did something to me. Okay? Because it takes two to tango. We are not participating without other participants. It's not just you. You are in relationships with other people. You are in these circumstances with other people. So you work with other people. So how can you look at yourself and become a better version of yourself? Because we all have room for improvement. It doesn't matter what your position is in life. None is perfect. No, not one. But that's not an excuse to say, well, I should never do anything to improve myself, or that, okay, I know I'm not perfect, or yeah, I'm perfect and I don't need to do anything else to myself. When you have that type of mindset, it leads to roadblocks in relationships in your life. When you have stopped growing, when you have stopped becoming who you are to become, when you are stop evolving and progressing in terms of being a better person, like this necklace right here, this is a necklace, this is a swan. I wear this because number one, it symbolizes my favorite bird. Why? Because this is a bird that in the old story you heard of the ugly duckling. And it's about a bird that really was a swan, but it grew up with ducks. And it thought it was a duck until once it started getting older, it realized that it looked different. It was a swan. It was a beautiful swan. So that's always like how in human nature, you could start off ugly. You could start off as a person who was doing all kind of wrong. But then when you grew up to be a person that was upstanding. You grew up and now you no longer speak as a child. You no longer are that ugly duckling. you have evolved into a beautiful swan. And I feel like we all should be on that journey to becoming that swan that is inside of us. Don't be that ugly person that you've been. Stop blaming everybody that you've been blaming. Take responsibility for yourself and your life. You are over 13, so therefore, yes, it's on you now if you're going to decide if you're going to be successful or not. It's on you now to decide that you want something out of life and you want to learn about yourself and you want to be somebody. It's on you now to make that change. So stop making excuses. Get up off your butt and do something about your life.
Here I go again with my wordplay. I don't play on the mic. You know I do it right, I do it tight. I'm so nice.